Hey there, my name is Stephanie, and today I'm making this video because I want to share the knowledge that you can indeed play Super Famicom games on your Super NES. The reason why I want to make this video is because last summer I was in Japan and I had a lot of great games like this in front of me and didn't buy them because I didn't think I could play them. So I want to save some of you from the same mistake, or if you already have games like these and you want to start playing them, hopefully this video will help you, modify your Super Nintendo so you can play them. So the first thing I want to show you actually is the cartridge differences between the Super Famicom cartridge and the American Super Nintendo cartridge and why they won't fit into an American system to begin with. So the first thing I'm going to show you is clearly there is a size difference. This one is more squared off. It's a little bit longer, whereas this one is more rounded on the edges and it's actually shorter. And then the other thing I want to show you is the back of these. So for the American system, you can see there's these two slots here. And this is actually what prevents you from playing these games on the American system, because the American system, and I don't know if I can show you, I'll probably try to get a better one. Oh, perfect. You can see there's these little pins right over here inside the console that doesn't allow you to fit these ones all the way through. So if you look at it this way, you can see that the actual chip, that is the same size. So if you remove those pins inside the system, you will indeed be able to fit the game in. So first I can show you, here's Donkey Kong, put it in, lock it in, it fits, it's not loose, take it out. Next, we have this one. You can put it in, but it jingles around, it's really loose, it doesn't pop out. So that is because those pins are inside there and they're blocking, the connection for this part to connect into the system. So I'm going to show you how to remove those pins. Okay, so I'm going to show you what tools I have in order to modify my Super Nintendo. The most important tool that I would recommend getting is this Star-Bit screwdriver. This will allow you to remove the screws underneath the system and then pop up the top so you can really access the inside. I got this at a vintage video game store called Pink Gorilla. That was in Seattle, Washington. I'm sure you can find one online, but I will provide a link in the video if I can, if you want to buy one from them. I also got this game from them. So then I also have two games. I have the American Super NES game and then a Super Famicom game. That way, after I modify the system, I can test both games to make sure they both work. Next, I have these needle pin or needle nose pliers. This is what we'll be using to snap those pins inside the system. Here's one right there. The other one's right there underneath my thumb. And then, just to be a little extra, I do have a small chisel and some sandpaper because when I'm done, I'm going to want to smooth out the inside here after I snap those off. One, because you want to make sure that the game does still sit right inside smoothly. And two, I like to try to take care of my system, so I want to make sure the insides are clean. And then aside from that, I have a small little tray that I will be putting the screws in. What this is actually a Super Mario key magnetic holder. So it's not really a tray, it's actually just this magnet egg that I have that when I put my bolts on, they stick on. You don't have to use something like this. You don't have to be as fancy as how I'm doing it. You can use just a regular tray or a cup or anything that you really would like to. Also, you really don't have to rip apart the system or, take the top off if you don't want. I have seen other videos where someone does just get the pliers, they go inside, they break it, and they're good from there. But I really wanted to lay out all the steps that I will be doing in order to modify my system. So yeah, these are the tools that I'll be using, and next I'm going to show you what to do. Okay, so now you're going to take your Star-Bit screwdriver And two systems, so I want to pick the one I want to take apart. On the bottom, you'll see that there are these little screws here, right there. So I'm just going to use this to take them apart. Okay, so all of the screws are removed. I have them on my little tray here. So next, I'm going to take the top off of the Super Nintendo. And when you do this, you're going to want to disconnect the front ports. There is a connection piece inside there. So, or not. I thought there was, there isn't. So here I have the top piece of my Nintendo. Here's the other screw. And the inside, probably after this video, I'm going to clean this out because there is a little bit of dust in there. I'm going to put that to the side. And then now I want to remove this part here so I can really work in there and get those pins. You don't have to really fully remove that. I might not. Yeah, I'm not going to. But if you wanted to, it just takes a Phillips screwdriver and you can just take that piece out if you wanted to. But now I'm just gonna, keep this on the table and I'm gonna snap those pins. So here I am, I'm trying to remove those pins. I got it. So I don't know if you probably can't see it, but I have it hold and I'm just twisting it at this point. Oh, got it. Super sick. All right, so there's one pin right there, and now we're gonna do the next one. Got it. Super easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm just gonna clean up the leftover part of plastic that's in there. So just to recap, I'm actually decided to remove this piece from the top just because it was a lot to handle size-wise. So I'm just going to remove that. You're going to need a Phillips screwdriver for this. And I'm just putting those screws with my Starbit screws. Here's the top part of the Super Nintendo. Oh, something fell out. But here is I gotta get that spring. But yeah, here's this piece here. And I'm just gonna smooth out the inside of those two right there. Alright, so I just finished putting the top of the Super Nintendo back on. So here it is, all screwed in. I will try to show you. So in the inside, you can see a little bit left over from the pins, a little bit on this side over here. But I'll try to compare real quick. So here's this one, that's the one I just modified, and then here's one that I didn't. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm going to attach a photo so you can really see the difference. But anyway, so this is the one that's not modified. And here is the system that is. So we have the Super Nintendo game. We're going to put it in. Locks into place. There we go. Locks into place. No problems. It's not loose or anything. I'm going to eject it. Now we have the Super Famicom game. Remember, the issue was those two pins that were inside of the system. So we're going to slide this in, push down, looks good. It's not loose, it's not falling out. It's actually sitting within the system, which was the issue to begin with. And now I'm going to eject it. You can see it fits into the system, no problem. So now the only thing is to test it. Okay, so as you can see, right now Donkey Kong is working on the system. This is the same system that I modified. Now it's off. I'm going to eject it. And I'm going to try Dragon Ball Z. Lock that in. Hit power. And let's see. Got it. Super exciting. Successfully modified it, which is awesome. Cool. Well, I'm glad that that worked. You know what I'll be doing for the rest of the day. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Please feel free to leave any comments or suggestions. Like I said, this is my first YouTube video, so I would like to make more in the future. Cool. Thanks again for watching, and good luck on modifying your system.